Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 24 updates and spoilers. I hope this fan is not too loud, but it is very hot today. It's going to be super hot all week, so let me know, but hopefully that's not too loud. Our house guests of the day are Lisa Herbert and Carl Van Bergen. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much, so thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only $1 for a holla. And before we get going, I also want to thank Bowie. I want to thank all of our super chatters from yesterday because that is also a fantastic way to support our channel. So, Norm the Cat is back, Jefferson Tucker, Gwyn Jananian, Jefferson Tucker again, Sean the Fiance, Lisa, Mindy Silfin, Bradley Michael, Chris F., Ian Cavallo, Carolyn Harmon, and Books and Quirks. Thank you all so much for your super chats yesterday. Yay! So welcome to the show. Let's get started. When we left off yesterday, Taylor and Terrence are up on the block. Boo. Poor Taylor has been gaslit to believe that she's done all these horrible things and wronged everyone. So Taylor has been going around and trying to talk with everyone one-on-one and asking hey, did I do anything to offend you? I'm sorry if I did. She's apologizing. And it seems like most people are just telling her oh, we thought you were working with the guys, or, we never really talked. We weren't really vibing or whatever. But then when those people go and talk to each other about Taylor, it seems like the consensus is that it's too little, too late. It does not seem like Taylor is going to be able to get the votes to stay. But no one, including the viewers, knows what's happening with this backstage twist. It could still be Alyssa, Paloma, or Brittany going home instead of Taylor. So we do know that America is voting to save one of the backstagers. Who's it going to be? If it's who Big Brother Twitter wants and all the live feeders, it seems like Brittany will be safe. But who knows how the casuals will vote? And who knows what's going to happen with the other two that are not safe? There's all these different theories. If I had to hazard a guess, I would say that they're going to do the eviction. They're going to do the vote and everything. And it's going to look like Taylor's being evicted. And then Julie's going to be like, I've got something to say. And she's going to pull out the backstage thing. Somebody's going to be safe. And then this is where it gets a little bit murky. I don't know if both backstagers are going to compete against Taylor, or if maybe Pooch will save one of them. And then it's just the last remaining backstager versus Taylor. I don't know. But I feel like maybe they'll have some sort of competition to determine who is actually going to be evicted this week. But it's tough to say. That's just my theory. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Leave it in the comments or in the chat. If you're here live, we'll find out soon, right? The suspense is killing me. But we also saw yesterday there are new targets emerging. All of these guys are saying that Indy is the next big house target. You gotta love when they do a house target, right? They're like, yeah, the next 2 weeks are going to be so easy. Indy's going to be the next house target because she doesn't talk game with anyone, and it's going to be an easy vote. And then Brittany's going to be the next target. And Brittany kind of put this target on herself in a way because, Brittany has been really nervous about this backstage pass twist. She's been trying to get in good with Pooch just in case it's going to be up to him to make a decision here for some safety. So Brittany let Pooch know that Amira has been dropping his name as a target, which is very true. Amira has been saying that she wants Turner and Pooch out of here. So that's true. But Pooch thinks that Brittany made this up because she's desperate and she's trying to put a target on somebody else. Oh my God. So Pooch actually confronted Amira about it and was like, look, Brittany said this thing to me. I don't believe it, but I just wanted you to know about it. And yeah, again, he believes Amira that she was not saying this, but she was. So now Amira knows that Brittany was trying to throw her under the bus. So Amira's ready to cut Brittany loose. No. All right. Also, Paloma is continuing to spew a lot of nonsense, talking about how she thinks that they're in a simulation. This is all a dream. It's inception, all that stuff. And it's like she physically cannot stop talking. It is difficult to watch. It's worrisome to watch. And she's been saying a lot of wild things, but I'm not going to dunk on her because it doesn't feel right. So I just hope that if there is something going on, she's going to get the help that she needs, because it does not seem like a safe, healthy situation. So I'm worried for her. But anyway, okay. So Monty and Amira were chatting in the Have Not room about next week. And they feel like their whole Mamba alliance is going to be safe next week, no matter who wins HOH. That's a bold statement, especially with the backstage twist possibly in play again. They don't know if it's going to be happening again, like for the next few weeks, or if it's just a one and done. It seems like they're going to be doing it again, like at least 4 weeks, I guess. I don't know. That's what I think Julie was saying before the season started. But yeah, they seem to think that they're all set up right now. They're going to have these 2 easy weeks of house targets. And I just want to remind you, the Mamba Alliance, it's an alliance of 6 with Monty, Amira, Paloma, Alyssa, Kyle, and Michael. And I believe that alliance name was not approved by like the legal department or whatever. So they have renamed themselves, at least temporarily, the Bleep. Is that because it's censored? I don't know. Like, what is that? I don't know. But they're calling themselves the Bleep now. So Monty is saying Indy is someone who can be targeted easily next week and just voted out unanimously. That's it. Yay. Moving on. No. I'm actually really enjoying Indy, and I don't want to see her go. But anyway, Michael joins them, and these 3 are talking about how they don't want to be seen together too much because they don't want people to put this Bleep alliance together and figure out that they're all working together, as opposed to like Pooch and Turner, who are always together and are clearly working together. So everybody sees that Pooch and Turner are trying to make alliances with everyone. So now that Michael's there, Monty is saying again, the targets for the next 2 weeks are Indy and then Brittany. And this is super awkward because Michael is BFFs with Brittany. And that's like a known thing. But they're not afraid to say in front of Michael, hey, Brittany's got to go. So Amira starts going over this Brittany and Pooch drama about how Brittany sold her out to Pooch. And Amira's like, why would she do that? I like Brittany. I would have protected her for a while, but now can't trust her. And Michael's like, yeah, I get it. I don't know why she did that. I'm close to Brittany on a personal level, but he says he knows that the 6 is better for his game. He might have to cut her loose. So, I'm sorry. I think this fan is making me yawn. Michael says it would be bad for me to be associated with Brittany at this point. So, like, gotta look out for my own game, So then Monty brings up Turner and Pooch again and how they're trying to make alliances with everyone. And Michael is like, yeah, everyone except for me. So Monty says, well, this gives you a reason to put Turner and Pooch up on the block if you win HOH. And Michael says, yeah, I'm cool with that. Let's do it. I actually really like this. I would like to see Turner and Pooch up on the block. It would be very, very exciting. So then Monty actually spills about Pooch trying to set up a guys alliance, the Oasis. He says it's supposed to be me, Pooch, Turner, Daniel, Kyle, and Joe. So all of the guys except for Michael and Terrence. So Monty's like, yeah, I'm telling you guys this because I am loyal to the 6, to the Bleep, not that guy's alliance. Okay. So Monty says this alliance is going to go so far. We just have to make sure. I'm trying to hold in yawns. We just have to make sure that Paloma is all good because Paloma has been worrying everyone lately. Monty seemed to think that Paloma was doing a little bit better yesterday after she got some sleep, but like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like this house is not a good fit for her. That's what it seems like. But Monty is confident that their alliance is going to be strong. We'll see about that. Okay, so a little later, Terrence and Joseph are having a game chat in the car bedroom. And Terrence has really been stepping it up the last few days, talking to more people, trying to get alliances going. So Terrence tells Joe, I'm not going after any of those big guys. You know, I feel like there's an understanding there, and it would be like suicide to go after one of them, because then they would all come after me. It wouldn't be good. So Terrence tells Joe, I don't really have any alliances yet, but Nicole is my girl. Nicole is old like me. This is what he's saying, not me. I do not think either of them are old, but compared to the rest of the house guests, they are the oldest. So Joe's like, yeah, Nicole's awesome. I really like her too. Terrence says he also really likes Daniel because Daniel has been advocating for him this week, which is true. Daniel has been making it known that he wants Terrence to stay. But let's not forget, Daniel is the one who put Terrence up on the block in the first place. So I totally agree. Like, you don't always necessarily want to hold a grudge in the house, especially this early on, especially with the first HOH, because who are they going to put up? You know, there's usually weird reasons why somebody puts somebody else up in the first week. But I feel like Terrence is like fully on board with Daniel here, which is wild. So Joe and Terrence agree. They have each other's backs, and Joe confirms he will be keeping Terrence over Taylor without a doubt. And Joe also tells Terrence, I can be your eyes and ears in this house. You know, because you're older and you're married, you know, you're not going to be able to get in with some of these house guests the way that I can. So I'm going to help you with that. So then Turner joins them, and they start discussing putting up Brittany and Indy next week. And this is interesting because I'm pretty sure Turner has been telling other people that he would put up Terrence as a pawn. I don't remember now if he would put her. I think he was saying he would put up Terrence and Brittany and then try and backdoor Indy, I think. But yeah, he's telling Terrence to his face, oh, I want to put up Brittany and Indy. So Terrence says, this week was really a wake-up call for me. I wasn't talking to people enough, but I want you guys to know I'm here to play and be a number. But he says he's not a floater. And he says, I'm going to go to war for both of you. Please, Terrence, do not just follow the bros. Please don't work with them. That made me really nervous. But Joe says to Terrence, I'm going to make sure you don't leave this week no matter what. Like, don't worry about the backstage twist. We got your back no matter what. Okay. So then a little later, Brittany and Michael have a game chat in the storage room. And Brittany's like, I don't think there's anything else that I can do with Pooch. You know, I have literally tried every angle. And Michael knows that kind of blew up in Brittany's face already. And Michael says, anything you tell Pooch, you already know it's going to get out. Like, we saw what happened with that Amira information. So Michael advises Brittany, don't give Pooch any other info. Don't say anything else to him other than, like, I've got your back. You're safe with me, that kind of thing. So Brittany says, yeah, totally. I don't trust Pooch one bit. I'm not telling him jack shit. Moving forward, good. So Michael says, just keep being positive around other people. Don't act paranoid. Don't start freaking out. But the uncertainty of this twist is really driving Brittany crazy. She feels like she could potentially be safe if she's up on the block against Taylor, but she's not sure how she would fare against Terrence. I'm pretty sure she would go because I don't see anybody wanting to get rid of Terrence right now. Use him as a pawn over and over again? Sure. But I don't see anybody voting Terrence out against any of the other options that would be available this week. So Brittany says, I'm done for if I'm up against Alyssa or Paloma. And Michael's like, yeah, I'd be worried too. Wouldn't be a good situation for you. But they talk about what they would do if they were to win HOH next week. And it sounds like Brittany wants to make a big move. Hell yeah. And Michael's saying he would put up Turner and Pooch. Noise. Let's do it. All right. So a little later, Brittany and Taylor are chatting in the golf bedroom, and Taylor is trying to figure out, how am I going to get these votes to stay? What am I going to do? Because it seems like everyone's pretty much already set with their votes. So Brittany's saying, you could promise people safety, and Taylor's like, look, I know that the biggest thing people are worried about, they are terrified of what I would do if I stayed and won HOH. I mean, honestly, like, do they think that Taylor would like have the power to put up everybody at the same time? What? So it's just boggling my mind that nobody's like, wow, Taylor is a huge target. If we keep her around, she'll be a shield. Like, she's not working with anyone right now. I could scoop her up. But nobody seems to be following that line of thinking at this point, which is kind of disappointing. But anyway, Taylor is saying, I'd have to promise everybody that I wouldn't have a personal vendetta if I were to win HOH. And I'd have to promise that if I stay, I will vote the way that everybody wants me to. So Brittany's telling her, don't give up. It's not over. And then Taylor says, if I go, Brittany, I want you to get close to Terrence. Everybody seems to love Terrence, but she says he's obviously being kept here because he's not a threat. Right? So Taylor gives Brittany the advice, get something going with you, Terrence, Michael, and Turner? What? You lost me at Turner. I don't see Turner working well with that group. But for some reason, Taylor seems to think that Turner should work with them. I don't know. So then Taylor is saying, I feel like any of us would go home against Terrence. So she's hoping that this twist will lead to a situation where Paloma or Alyssa will be up on the block against Terrence. Don't we all? But I don't think that's how it's gonna work. I think one of the one of the nominees will be evicted first, and then that person will face off against one of the backstagers. That's what I'm thinking, but we'll see what happens. But Brittany and Taylor are both sort of hoping that some sort of competition will be involved with this backstage twist, because then at least it's in their hands. They have some say in what happens, and yeah, it wouldn't be as sucky, All right. So I think Taylor realizes she has a better chance of like winning a competition, keeping herself safe, than like getting votes from people. So after the convo, Taylor is alone. This has been happening a lot, and it makes me very sad. But she says, I hope this one, meaning Brittany, doesn't F me. Taylor whispers that her only option may be trying to beg Paloma for forgiveness. No! And then she might have to screw over Brittany, because she kind of is seeing Brittany at this point as like the only person that she could potentially stay against. So Taylor's like, I don't want to be sad and mopey. She feels like the only chance she's going to have to stay is if she has the opportunity to play in a competition to get herself off the block. It could happen. You never know. All right. So back to Terrence. He is trying to get some alliances together here. He was talking to Michael in the storage room yesterday, and Terrence says, I feel like this house is divided. You've got the younger side, and then you got the older side. So 28-year-old Michael says, yeah, these younger people, they haven't really talked any game with me. And Michael and Terrence were in agreement that these like younger house guests are just like talk. Like, you're not actually having conversations with them. They're talking at you. You can't really get a word in edgewise. There's not really that much that they can relate on. There's just like a huge life experience gap, I'll say. So even though Michael's only 28, he feels like he's fitting in more with some of the older house guests. So Terrence says he really wants to protect the older players moving forward. He wants to see like an older, more mature game play out. He says we can't let the younger house guests pick us off one by one. So Terrence lists off the older players. He says it's me, it's you, it's Brittany, Daniel, and Nicole. And Michael adds on Indy and Amira to that list because they're both also over 30. So Terrence says, one of us is going to have to win HOH and take a big shot. And he's thinking it should be a backdoor move because he wants to make sure that the shot does not miss. Who? He doesn't drop any names, but he's talking about a big target. I don't know who that is. I'm curious, though. Michael says he's into this. Let's do this. Let's get it together. So after that conversation, Michael is alone. He talks to the cameras, and he's like, wow, that was a great convo with Terrence. He says he's feeling so much better now about his position in the house. I mean, he had a rough first week, right? He was up on the block. Then he was able to save himself with the veto. And now people are actually approaching him about working together. I think he actually got something going with Kyle the other day as well. They're starting to talk more and get closer. So Michael is starting to feel like he has some options moving forward. People are finally coming up to him and wanting to work with him. So that's great. All right. So then later, Terrence is in the HOH room with Daniel, Nicole, and Amira. So some of those older house guests that he was talking about. And Terrence is telling them about his conversation with Michael. And he says, Michael is down to work with us old timers. And I say that as a fellow old timer in the Big Brother world. He says, Michael's in. And Daniel says, that's dope. They seem pretty excited about it. Terrence says, this is locked 1,000%. Is it though? Is it locked? I honestly, is this a real thing? I would love to see these people start working together. It would be super interesting to see if they could actually take on these younger house guests, because usually we see all the younger ones gang up on the older ones and pick them off. But it would be cool if it was more even or flip-flopped or whatever. It would be neat. So we'll see what happens there. But that was all last night. Today, Taylor is still trying to formulate some sort of a campaign plan. She feels like at this point her best chance to stay again would be up against Brittany. So she's hoping that somehow that scenario will play out. And in preparation for that, she wants to lay some groundwork today with the girls especially and prove to them that she can be more useful to them than Brittany. So I don't know. I know that Amira is not a big fan of Brittany right now, but I don't know that it would even be enough for the rest of the house to get rid of Brittany before Taylor, because, you know, these people have it out for Taylor. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We still don't even know how this twist is going to play out, but it's going to be an interesting evening. So, eviction tomorrow. I don't know. But I want to thank you all so much for watching today. It's going to be interesting to see this first eviction in action. And I want to thank all of our super chatters today.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Bowie. Thank you.
Why, you're welcome.
What's your theory for the backstage twist? How do you think it's going to go down? Whoa, a little shoulder. A little cold shoulder.
Oh, I wish it was cold. Like I said yesterday, I think it's going to be battle between
whoever's evicted, and then
yeah.
Do you think it'll be the evictee versus the two not safe backstagers, or are they going to narrow that down to one?
I think they're going to narrow that down to one.
How? Pooch?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. Do you think it's possible that it'll be a crapshoot between the two of them, and then whoever wins the crapshoot or whoever loses the crapshoot has to go up against whoever is potentially evicted?
I don't know. I mean, they only have an hour.
Or do you think... No, they're going to have to do a vote.
I think they're still going to do the vote. They're going to make it like it's an eviction and everything. Because remember in the preseason interviews, Julie was all like, oh, we're going to get like pretty deep into the eviction episode before the house guests find out like how this is all going to go down. So that's making me think that they're actually going to go through with this eviction and then have the evictee battle against one or more of the backstagers.
So it's a Big Brother Thunderdome.
Maybe.
2 house guests enter, 1 lead.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. But anyway, I want to thank all of our super chatters. So Susan Pengley, thank you so much, as always. Catherine Keys, thank you so much. Catherine says this is her favorite part of every day. Oh
Me
my
too.
God. Thank you. You're so sweet.
Me too.
Aw. Thank you. Lynn Hurst, thank you so much. Lynn says this is for the new apartment fund. Woo! Yeah, update on that. We found a place that we are in love with, and we're really excited about it. I actually haven't seen it in person yet because I couldn't go the other day when my fiance went on the tour.
That's crazy.
I know, but we applied for it. I think we're the front runners right now, and we're just waiting to hear back if we got approved by the management company. So keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully,
GVO. Good
vibes only. GVO. So we are closing in on a new, way better apartment than the last hellhole.
And there's going to be an amazing tour.
Yeah, of course we'll be taking you all along on the ride if we get it. Thank you again, Lynn. Charlotte Ward, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, feeling bad for Paloma. Right? At first I was like, oh, this is too much. But now I'm like, oh, is she okay? Like, this is too much. So I'm worried for her, and I'm hoping that she's going to be okay. But thank you again, Charlotte. And thank you to Norm the Cat is back.
Yeah.
Woo! Jefferson Tucker, thank you as always. And he says, on a conference call, but wanted to pop in and say, oh, hi. Can't wait to catch the replay. Jefferson, I hope you have a great rest of your work day.
You need to work on your oh hi.
Oh hi.
There you go. Was that so difficult?
That's your thing. That's not my thing.
I know, but when you're pretending to be me, you have to do it like I do.
All right. Debbie Prishgoda, thank you so much for the super chat. And Debbie says, thank you for the updates. I couldn't follow without you. I appreciate you so much. You're a sweetheart, so thank you. All right. That about does it. I got to go call my grandma. So thank you all so much for being here. We will be back tonight for an episode recap. So make sure you tune in for that if you're into it. And we'll see you all later. So thank you again. And until next time, much love. Bye.
Snaps and claps.
Bye, everybody. Whoops. Bye.